Hey, let's look at another Star Trek figure that I got. And I actually found out I had 6 figures in this set. Okay, so this has actually been in somebody's basement. And you can see like leftover all kinds of stuff. Like spider webs and dirt. And, well, you know, I mean, I'm not going to complain because I got them for under $5 because that's just the way I roll. At one point, I remember seeing these things for like $1 at the flea market and stuff. I was like, holy crap, in their package. But at that time, I had them all. So I was like, oh, well. So we have Star Trek, and this is from the Warp Factor Series 2. Now, I did not see her in, I did see Benjamin Sisko. I was like, I'll keep the best for last. I would have put these in order, like, you know, Series 2, then finally Series 3. But this is Captain Beverly Picard from, you know, All Good Things. She has featured with her a bonsai tree, not bonsai, bonsai! She was at Kmart for $5.99 a long time ago, back in 1997. So this is over 25, almost 30 years ago. She has an optical medical tool, hypospray, a personalized access display, a pad, like an iPad. That's what I always thought was cool. They actually invented the iPad technically. All Good Things action-based. So it's the badge that they wore, and I love that badge. This is from the assortment of 65100. She has 65112. And it is on the back, some information. It's got the exact same figures as the 2 other figures from Series 2. They didn't go with, like, whoever's on the display gets left off the thing. So she's on the side right here, and she's right here. So just a little bit more information about her, not just a list of it, but what there actually are. So as featured in Star Trek The Next Generation from the episode All Good Things, which we've all seen because that's a great episode. That's what she should look like on the display page. She has a bonsai tree, a dwarf tree shaped in a Japanese artistic style. She has a medical or optical medical tool, which she used on Geordi LaForge, I remember, monitors performance of visor interface implants. The All Good Things badge from, what was it, 30 years in the future or something? The antibiotic and preventative medical dispenser. Wow. It looks like a weapon, but... I guess, you know, you have to fight those germs, you know. Personal access display device, the pad, the iPad, basically. Handheld information and control unit. All right, Department of Temporal Investigations. So temporal's, you know, time-space continuum. Incident report. Subject, Captain Beverly Picard. On stardate 47988, Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise began to experience temporal shifting, caused by a powerful entity known as the Q, or Q. Picard found himself more than 25 years in the future. Man, I was pretty close. Wait, from that TV, from this, we're about that same period from just the show. So if the show was on today, this would be the show you'd be watching. Oh, that's just really cool. So more than 25 years. And it's been more than 25 years just since the show, not since that star date. All right. So in the future, where he reunited the senior officers of the Enterprise crew to explore a spatial anomaly in the Devron system. In the future timeline, Dr. Beverly Crusher had been promoted to commander of the medical ship, the USS Pasteur. Over the years, she had married and divorced Picard. I guess he was just a jerk. Anyway, although they had separated, she kept his last name. At this request, Beverly crossed the neutral zone into the Devron system. The Pasteur was attacked by Klingon forces and had conquered the Romulan Empire. So by then they conquered the Romulan. I vaguely remember that part. The Pasteur was destroyed, but the crew was rescued by Admiral Riker and remember the Enterprise had 3 warp nacelles. What the heck would that do? That would be so unbalanced. All right, like uneven nacelles just drive me insane personally. 4 would be fine. Reports of Picard's encounters with other crew members are also on file. It is unclear whether this future timeline can be altered. Well, clearly it was. We have a totally different timeline now. All right, so here we go. Let's open this thing. It's been almost 30 years. Let's see what the figure is like. Hopefully I don't have to clean it too much, but I have a feeling I have to clean it some. Okay, let me just go and rip that off. Okay, so we got this display, which I love this display. We got these cards, which I'm going to scratch them off at the end anyway, just because I want to see if they're exactly the same or not. They are. It's green. It's the space base, and it's the collect with, I'm guessing Quark's face. I keep saying Rom's because I just like Rom the Space Knight. And saying 1 point or something like that. Da, da, da. Oops, there he goes. Okay, we got the display base. That's awesome. I would love to cut that little dip off there and wear it as a badge. I think that's just a really cool one. Now, my favorite one is all Future and Perfect. I got the metal one to that. I bought back when I was in college. It had 2 pins on the side. You had to pin on. It wasn't the magnet type. But if I did it with this, I think I have made one of these into a badge one time just for fun, but the magnets weren't that strong. The ones I used. They do make badges with the magnets, and I definitely have a few. I've had a few of those. I don't know if I still do. But I definitely still have the one from Future and Perfect. It's got 4 bars behind it. And I love Future and Perfect. That was such a great episode. It made me cry like a baby because anytime you have a father-son relationship, that just makes me wail like a baby. Well, that hypo spray thing doesn't look nearly as big as it does in the package. It looks like a freaking gun. This is very rubbery, this bonsai tree. I guess it's more of a rubber tree. And I'm thinking, oh, no, there is a sticker on here. I was about to say, I'm thinking that I'm not going to get the same display case, the thing that she got. I like the color these are in, but they're nothing like the real colors. Because in real life. All right, so getting this stuff out of here. And we'll put this back over here. Let's just look at it compared to the back. So here's the visor bob. The one I really want to look at is the hyper spray. So the hyper spray looks massive on the back because the picture of the person on top compared to it, but it's clearly not. Let me get this down so you won't be distracted by what's in the background. Nope, the dabble wheel's making me distracted. And I'll put the base on last. So here she is. Let's see. I would use this one, even though when she was in this position, did she really even use a hypo spray? Because she's no longer technically well, she's always going to be a doctor, but I'm just saying her role was captain, I think, wasn't it? Is what it said? Captain. Yeah, Captain Beverly Crusher. She had some schmidt on her face right there from being in the basement of Doom. Her legs are a little sticky. Now, there is some plastic, especially on the 6-inch figure, that this right here, see how that's shiny and that's shiny. That's not shiny. They did get sticky with age, and it really drives me crazy. I don't know if there's a cure for it. I think it's just the way it breaks down over time. This could be from dirt on it because, like I said, this has been kept in somebody's basement. Now, in the picture, it shows her holding the pad, which the pad, let's look at it. So, the iPad, it's got a little bump on the back of it for the batteries. It's got a few colors on the sticker. I'm not quite sure what she's looking at there. But can she hold it? Yes, she can. All right, so she can hold it. And for her role as a captain, that seems to make more sense to have this in her hand. The bonsai tree, I guess she can hold in one of her hands. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. You're trying to attack me. Ah! So she's being attacked by the bonsai tree. Mr. Miyagi is, Mr. Miyagi, go take this and fix it. All right. And then the little eye thing. Let's see if, oh, wow, it's a nice little grip on there. When a problem comes along, you can whip it. Oh, that just went on the floor. Okay, I'll get it later. The cat doesn't come in here. Because the cat's like, something to play with. All right. All right, so let's see her articulation. I know that's what you're like all dying to see, but let's take a look at that face real quick. So it's a pretty good likeness of her. It even has it looks like some wrinkles around her eyes. Because you got to remember, they made her look older because it was 25 plus years in the future. When you're not circling a planet, it'd be kind of difficult to know how you would, qualify years. All right, she can do the Linda Blair thing. Okay, she has 360 degrees in her shoulders. She has a bicep swivel, which it was stuck from being... Oh, man, everything is stuck. You can tell this is painted because the paint usually makes things get stuck over time. So she's got 90 degrees at the elbow. There's no wrist articulation. She has a full 360 degrees at her waist. She sits down like a man. She's got the V-crotch. I hate the V-crotches. Even as a kid, I remember the baby dolls at the daycare I was at. Ugh. They sat like that. They look so well. They actually didn't have it in knee joints. They just sat like that. She has her foot with the tattoo on it, having her number. All right, so that's the thing. I have the bridge play set, and everybody looks like they're just sitting around like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. I got my legs spread open.
That's what they all, even Data. I'm like, really, Data? Really, Data? Like, you need to cool down? Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. So I wish they would have thought about that. Like, well, do we really want a V crotch? That's why when they started making the new ones again, and then they stopped, I was like, no, we're finally getting ball jointed crotches. Please continue that. Okay, like again, her knee does bend 90 degrees. I didn't say that before. In case you're like, oh my gosh, you didn't say it. I have no idea. All right, she has holes in both feet, unlike Edith over there. Archie. All right, can put her on the display, and I'll put the hypo spray in her hand, even though I don't think she even touched the hypo spray in that episode. Or actually, it was 2 episodes. It was the final episode, which was actually 2 hours. All right, there she is in all of her beauty. What do you guys think? And again, I haven't done this in a while because it comes unsaid that they're about 4.5 inches tall. She's just slightly taller, but just slightly. She's under 5 inches. For centimeters, probably about 13. Nope, she's under 12. She's under 12. So if you want to take her to a bar, she can eat cheap or even free because, you know, one of those all-you-can-eat bars, because she's under 12. All right, 12 inches or 12 centimeters. All right, so we got the bonsai tree. So we're getting a little army back here of all the different figures and some dragons and other things. All right, I'm going to scratch these off, even though it's going to be the same thing, I guarantee. Okay, they're so old, I can't even scratch them off. Oh my gosh, I guess they are. I guess it can happen, but I mean, I've opened Donkey Kong things from the 80s and it's still scratched. I guess that one no longer scratches. My fingernail worn out for the day doing this, because I'm doing all these videos in one day, even though I'm going to spread them out because I don't want people to go like, oh my gosh, too much goodness in one time. Okay, so evidently probably they got humid being in somebody's dungeon and can no longer be scratched or sniffed. Ugh, smells like dungeon. Nah, surprisingly it doesn't smell like, hold on, it just smells like dust a little bit. It doesn't smell that bad to be in somebody's dungeon. So far, which one's your favorite figure? And did you get all these? Because right now they're pretty dirt cheap on eBay. I'm pretty sure I probably pay like, I got 2 more figures to review. I think I got Cisco. Who else? I didn't get Lilu. I guess she was too popular, or Ilu or Ilia or whatever her name is. Lilu. I'm thinking of somebody else. So let me know which was your favorite one. I like her because her uniform, but I like his armor. So those are really cool. She's my least favorite because she's a brick. House. She's mighty. Oh, no. So thanks for watching, and let me know below how big of a Star Trek fan you are, because I love Star Trek. It's like the best thing on TV. I'm trying to keep playing it for my dad when he's not paying attention, because he keeps wanting to watch Sliders over and over again. He's like, I want to watch that show where the guy takes off, he makes a thing, and goes to other worlds, and he gets his professor mad. I'm going, you're watching that. It's called Sliders. You're watching season 3 or something, Ozzy. He after the first 2 episodes, he no longer recognizes it as the same thing. It's like there's only 2 episodes of Sliders, and that's the pilot episode. Yeah, well, whatever. What can you do? But every now and then I try to sneak Next Generation on to watch, because I love Star Trek Next Generation. He likes sci-fi and westerns, so yeah, he should like this. So guys, live long and perspire.